All right. What's up, everybody? What's going on, everyone? Hello. Welcome, my friends, to my first of two gameplay streams for today. I actually forgot to open my office window. Oops. Hold on a second. Let me go open it quick before we start with the pre-stream here. There we go. Get some fresh air in the office here today. What's up, my friends? Today is Thursday, March 7th, 2019. How's everyone doing? I hope you're doing well, and I hope that I find you well. Yes, I do. So, my friends, what's up? What's up? Let's talk. Let's talk about what's going on today, okay? And let's talk about the weekend. Let's talk about, what's coming up in the next week. Should be some really good stuff. So today is a full stream day, and we're going to wrap up yet another ongoing project. Yesterday, I wrapped up Dark Souls Remastered. That was an ongoing, playthrough for about a month and a half. Today, we wrap up Shenmue II. That's right. I've been playing this for about a week, roughly. Maybe give or take a little bit more time. And wanted to play this game before we got to Shenmue 3, which is releasing this summer. Okay? And, I'll be very honest, I actually think Shenmue 2 is better than Shenmue 1. Shenmue 1 was a great game, don't get me wrong. But Shenmue 1 had a lot of, how can I say it, downtime, where you had to wait around and kill time, which wasn't exactly the most fun thing to do. Oh no, I missed what I was supposed to do by 5 minutes, and now I gotta wait 24 hours in-game in order to, get to another opportunity of doing this. And it didn't really have a lot of modern elements to it. Shenmue 2 added in a bunch of stuff, including saving wherever you want to go. Okay? Not saving wherever you want to go. Saving wherever you are is what I meant to say. Time passage, right? Oh, I have nothing to do today. Okay, to pass the time until when you're supposed to be doing the next story element of the game, right? So, in that regard, just those two things, those are massive improvements, in my opinion, that make the game a lot better. The combat of this game was very unchallenging. As opposed to Shenmue 1, there wasn't a lot of combat, but the combat that was in there, a lot of it was pretty challenging. There was one or two bosses that were pretty tough that you had to, on the fly kind of adapt to. And there's a gauntlet of enemies that was quite challenging too. In this game, not so much. In this game, you do fight a lot, but the combat's pretty generic, and as long as you basically just spam moves, you're gonna win. You know what I mean? So not that challenging. So in that, I guess some things are better and some things aren't as good, I guess you could say. So there you go. But anyway, I do like Shenmue 2. However, just like Shenmue 1, it seems like we played, a lot of time, and we're not going to get any resolution again. Seems like both games are kind of the same, where you just do a lot of busy work, and there's no resolution to anything. So where are we? We're in the final area. From what I'm going to understand, I'm on the final disc of the game, which is this outdoor, wooded kind of area. And apparently, if I just kind of turbo through it, it would probably be around 90 minutes to 2 hours long. But if I take my time and I listen to all the dialogue, and apparently there's a few forest mazes from what I'm to understand, it could take longer. Now, my original plan was that I thought this was supposed to be ending today. Like, I thought that this playthrough was going to actually end really quickly, because people were telling me you only have about 90 minutes left. So I said, okay, what I will do then is we'll switch over, and we'll do some Modern Warfare Remastered instead, because obviously I don't want to end my stream super duper early or anything. But now I'm being told by people in the stream chat, maybe that's not the case, that because there's these forest mazes and everything, that it could actually take the entirety of the stream to beat the game. Alright. I guess we're going to see. Okay, I guess we'll find out. And see what happens, okay? Now, the other thing is, today I have to end my first stream a little bit early. I actually have to end around 3:30 p.m. Pacific time rather than 4 p.m. Pacific time, because today I'm making dinner. Kat's working tonight, and I'm making dinner for her before she goes. So She made me some amazing tuna casserole yesterday. Today it's my turn. I'm going to make us some chicken burgers. Excuse me, turkey burgers and some rice. So since I'm doing that, I have to end a little early to cook before she gets to work. So if the deal is that this game is like 3.5 hours left, that might just be the entirety of the stream. All right. I guess we'll see what happens. I listen, guys, I want to try to play more Modern Warfare Remastered. I do. I played it yesterday, and I completely dominated. I had an over 20 kill streak. I was going nuts. And in one situation, I had emptied all my ammo, killing people, ran and picked up an Uzi, killed 2 more people with an Uzi, picked up another assault rifle, and killed like another 7 people. That was nuts. That's probably the craziest run I've ever had playing a first-person shooter. I'm not even kidding. Like, even back in the day when I used to play Modern Warfare Remastered, that's basically the kind of stuff I used to do. When the game was a new game in 2007. So it's awesome to be able to do that again. It's kind of the same feeling. It's also hilarious because, Modern Warfare Remastered is the new free game for PS Plus this month. So there's a ton of people who've never played it before, who've only played the modernized first-person shooters, and they are terrible. They cannot aim to save their lives. They have terrible reaction time because they've been playing these garbage games that don't actually require skill to fucking play. And it's hilarious to see them fail miserably because they're all playing it. It's the free game. So they're all, it's the hot free game. I got to play it. And it's like, die, 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 die. So, pretty entertaining playing it yesterday. And that's what I mean. Like, I wanted to play it again today. But if I really do have, 3 to 3.5 hours left in Shenmue 2, as opposed to the 90 minutes to 2 hours that I thought I had, then I'm probably not going to have time to play it tonight, okay? So here's what we'll do. We'll play it by ear. If I do happen to end Shenmue 2 early and I have some time to do Modern Warfare, we'll do it. If not, I won't. But don't worry, I'll explain. I'll give you the schedule for the next few days, and hopefully it'll still appease those who are interested in seeing some, okay? So, tonight, my late stream will be Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, or at least my attempt to play it. What I mean by that is, last few times that, last year that I tried to play this Capcom 30th Anniversary Collection, it was hit or miss. Sometimes I would actually get competition. Sometimes I would just sit around waiting with my thumb up my butt and get nobody. And there's no real way to control that. Like, if I get people, I do. If I don't, I don't, right? So we're going to try it out tonight. If it goes well, great. If not, what I might try to do instead is Third Strike, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. And if I can't get that, all right, then maybe I'll do some Modern Warfare Remastered. I guess we're going to see what happens here tonight. And hopefully it does go well and I get to play some Super Turbo. I haven't played any in... Shit, the last time I played Super Turbo was what? I want to say September, maybe. So 6 months since I played a single game of it. So it would be pretty fun. But I guess we'll see how it goes tonight, okay? All right. Then tomorrow, it's the premiere of Devil May Cry 5. I'm going to be playing it all day long. Allow me to repeat myself. I'm playing it all day long, all day Friday, first and second gameplay streams, okay? Now, a couple people asked me, am I doing a midnight release for it? The answer right here is very simple. No. And the reasoning behind it is a couple things. Number one, I actually did a few midnight releases in the fall. They didn't go very well. The ones that I did, a lot of people said they couldn't show up to because it was so late. And basically, they didn't really pay off like they used to back in the day. If you remember, back in the day, when I was primarily a YouTuber, and sometimes I would still do streaming just as fan service. It wasn't, any kind of serious business for me at all, all right? I would do midnight releases, and the reason I would do them is because it was a great opportunity to be the first person to cover a game. I would rush out to GameStop and buy the game in the middle of the night to come back home, pop it into my console, and start playing right away. In this modern era of gaming, it's not like that anymore. You've got the select elitist few who are cherry-picked by game publishers to play games early. So anyone who wanted to see early game footage of these games already has, because people already were cherry-picked to do it. I'm not one of the people they cherry-pick to play their games early. In fact, I completely disagree with the practice. I think it's unfair that certain people are treated in an elitist fashion. And are basically like, I'm better than you. I get to play the game early. So here you go. Watch my stream. Watch my videos first. It's bullshit. Okay? And I don't do that shit anymore. I just don't. I'm not going to play that game. I'm not even going to bother with that shit. So that being said, why do a midnight release when, number one, a lot of people cannot seem to watch them that late anymore, and number two, when already if you were seeking to see the game early, you already could have because some elitist guy already got chosen to do so earlier this week, right? So for me, there's like no benefit to doing these midnight releases. Maybe the only benefit would be if it's a game that I'm so absolutely hyped for and I want to play it early that I would do a midnight release, like, because I actually desire to play the game so early. But quite frankly, no, Devil May Cry 5 is not one of those games, all right? So, what I will do is play it all day long tomorrow. 2 full streams, first and second stream, okay? Then on Saturday, my main gameplay stream will again be Devil May Cry 5. And then my nighttime stream will be a chill stream of Minecraft. 1 Minecraft stream this week. I've been doing 1 a week, basically. And they've been going pretty well in that fashion. So 1 Minecraft stream for Saturday night. And this week, I'm thinking of possibly delving into Redstone. I have not delved into Redstone in Minecraft whatsoever. I don't understand the properties of how to do it. And basically, from what I'm to understand, it really changes the game. It makes things automated. It makes things fun. And you can do a lot with Redstone, with what people have figured out over the years. You know, Minecraft's been out for, what, a decade now or something crazy like that? So, it should be pretty fun. Alright. So, let's see how things go. Alright, let's see how it goes on Saturday night and go from there. And then on Sunday, Apex Legends Co-op returns. That's right, my weekly Apex Legends Co-op session. And it should be a lot of fun. Alright, it should be. I love playing with Brian and Kekin, and every week we have this camaraderie. It's fun to do a little bit of, just hanging out and talking while we play. And in addition to that, we got our second win last week, which was pretty damn cool after getting so many second placings. Finally getting another win. So we're going to go for it again this Sunday. All right. Then Sunday night, I'm probably going to be doing Modern Warfare Remastered. So that way, even if I don't get a chance to play it today, for whatever reason, on Sunday night, I'll probably get a 2+ hour stream of it in. And then, some people have actually asked me overnight on Twitter, when am I uploading my videos from yesterday? Because I did play about 2 hours of Modern Warfare Remastered yesterday. And some people are asking me, Phil, when are you going to actually when are you going to actually upload those videos? Because we couldn't make the live stream and we really want to see this. We want to see you play the game, see you beasting in it. Probably Sunday night is what I'm thinking, since I am going to do a stream of it anyway. So what I'll do is just upload a ton of the gameplay overnight on Sunday. So it'll be stuff for you guys to watch Sunday night or Monday, because Monday is my day off, okay? Then, of course, when I return on Tuesday, it'll be more Devil May Cry with more chill streaming stuff. And then on Wednesday, is going to be my retrospective marathon event. That's right, where you and I will go back in time. We'll be watching stuff from my 10-year history as a YouTube content creator, including vlogs, including gameplay, all kinds of fun stuff that people have nominated over the course of the past, months. And also, you'll have the opportunity live to nominate more stuff that we should watch together, okay? This will also be an opportunity for those who actually want to support me and help me out with my tax issue next month, to basically submit some tips. And we're going to have a tips goal going for that day that hopefully I can raise some good funds to help out with the taxes next month. All right. Fair enough? So there you go. There's the rough schedule for the whole friggin' week coming up here. It should be a good week. Balance between finishing stuff up, chill content. Devil May Cry 5, the big new release for the week. So it should be a good balance of stuff. All right. All right. Fair enough. So, real quickly, let's very quickly do some plugs, and then let's give shout-outs to those who've contributed. And then we're going to get started here with Shenmue II, considering the game is apparently longer than I thought it was going to be. We should probably start as soon as possible, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all of your support. Thanks for watching my live streams. Thanks for watching my videos on YouTube, on DSP Gaming. I appreciate all of that. If you love these daily live streams, if you love the videos on YouTube, you like what I do, you want to see me be able to continue to do it in the way that I do it and not have any kind of difficulty. This year is going to be a very challenging year for me because I basically cannot afford my taxes next month, and I got to see how I'm going to handle that, all right? So all that being said, if you want to help out, all right, there are 3 primary ways this month that you can help me out. Number 1, you can pledge to my Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil. Number 2, you can buy something from my Teespring shop. All right, all kinds of fun merchandise there. Or number 3, you can tip me during the streams. All right, and you know, any of those things basically are ways to support that. I'm going to get that in time for me to help with my taxes next month. Now, I appreciate other methods as well. For example, cheering and subbing during a stream is great. Positive, contributions, but those are not going to be able to help me in the short term with my taxes. So as much as I do, all right, as much as I do appreciate your contributions via cheering and subbing, this month I ask if you really want to help out the most, please do it via other methods. Support via other methods, because those are going to help me out the most in the short term, all right? Last thing I want is that I have to sell my house, okay? That would be horrendous, life-changing for the negative, and I definitely don't want to lose my house, okay? So, there you go, guys. As you can see, we have a Stream Stats leaderboard in effect for today. If you cheer, sub, or tip, I'm going to give you a shout-out during today's stream, and I am going to update the leaderboard for top cheerer and top tipper appropriately. So, if you are the top cheerer or tipper, you'll get a little bit of extra credit, per se. All right. Outside of that, I don't really have much else to talk about on pre-stream. I just want to get to shout-outs, like I said, and then I think we're going to get started with everything. Okay? All right. So here we go, guys. Let's get to shout-outs. Hold on a second here. All right. Sorry, I'm just updating everything because my laptop lags sometimes. It did not update for the overnight stuff. Okay, here we go. So first of all, I want to give shout-outs to those who contributed overnight. This is before the stream went live. These are people who keep me in mind when I'm not even broadcasting, which is pretty amazing when you really think about it. That I'm not even live, and there's people who are thinking about me and come by and support. Thank you very much for that. Okay? So we start off with Genetic Gamer, who cheered. It said, I cleared my search history. I typed your name into YouTube. I only see your videos after 73 detractor videos. It's ridiculous. Yeah, and that's why I don't care about YouTube anymore. I've already told you guys there's zero potential for me to ever grow on YouTube because of YouTube's setup. Its automated setup pushes dramatic, slanderous, negative content to the forefront of the website. That's why there's entire YouTubers who all they do is talk about drama, is talk about slander and rumors, and pretend to cover news stories when in reality all they do is spin it in a clickbaity way. And that's YouTube. That's what YouTube has become through automation. They automated the site and let all the bullshit go to the top of the crop, and everything else gets shoved under the rug. So you search for me and you get a million people making fun of me or literally just making shit up about me before you actually get to me. And that's what YouTube's okay with that, apparently. This is what they wanted their site to become. So that's why I don't care about YouTube. Like I've said, YouTube is the place where I archive my videos. It's an archive of my content. You know, my streams are my priority and my focus. YouTube is the afterthought. It's where, you know, if you miss the stream, you can go check it out. But I know for a fact DSP Gaming is never going to see any kind of significant growth on there. It's just had too much abuse, years and years of systematic abuse from people, you know. I mean, ever since I moved out here in 2014, that's really when the massive abuse started. So you're talking 5 straight years where people just, based on my name, try to make a name for themselves by doing negative shit. And I know that. But on Twitch, there's actually potential. I'm gaining followers on a daily basis. You know, I am seeing increases in attention on Twitch, which is great. So there you go. All right. Swaggins cheered. And he says, did you hear about Death Stranding being delayed? Kojima said his game is slightly behind schedule. First it was PT, now this. Is Norman Reedus a curse? No, Kojima is just absolutely terrible at time management. And everyone knows this. If you actually look at the history of Hideo Kojima as a game developer, I don't think he's ever launched a game on time, ever. And in fact, this was one of the major gripes that Konami had with him, is that he would always be over budget, and he would always take way longer than what they wanted for him to complete a game. Now, the good news is that, he would actually make tons of money for them. When the game's finally released, they would sell like hotcakes. But Konami really, with Metal Gear Solid 5, that's where basically they lost their cool with him. Because as you guys know, if you played Metal Gear Solid 5, the game's completely unfinished. The game's ending isn't done. There's giant gaps in the story because they never finished the game. Konami just told him, tough shit, finish the game, and by the way, you're all fired when you're done. So I'm not surprised to hear that Death Stranding is behind schedule. I would not be surprised if we don't see the game for another 2 to 3 years. That's me being very realistic with all of you. Even though they're saying, it's going to be coming out in the next year, I don't believe it. I do believe the game will be delayed, and for various reasons. And I think we're going to have to wait. And for those of you who know Hideo Kojima, probably that's okay. For people who are impatient, they're probably going to be pissed. And there's not much you can do about it. Okay? But yeah. Death Stranding is delayed. Well, they're saying it's going to be delayed. I'm not surprised. This is par for the course for Kojima development. And as long as the final game ends up being good and worth the wait, I don't care. The bottom line is this is a new IP. This isn't like, oh God, we've been waiting 10 years for the resolution of the storyline. It's not like that. It's a new game. So the truth of the matter is, it doesn't really matter that we have to wait a little bit longer as long as we get a masterpiece at the tail end of this. So I'm okay with that. Let it be delayed. Let Kojima do his thing. Let him take his time to make another gaming masterpiece, and hopefully, Death Stranding ends up being amazing. Okay? Last thing we want is the next Kojima game to be unfinished. It comes out and it's all disjointed, and, Metal Gear Solid 5 was such a great game, marred by rushed and unfinished game development, I said this, it could have been one of the best games ever. Like, it actually had that potential to be, this could be the best video game ever made if it wasn't rushed. I kind of feel the same way about Final Fantasy 15, where the game was outstanding, but you could tell there's giant holes in the story, there's parts of the game that make no sense, and all of a sudden you're at the end of the game, it's like, huh? And I feel that way about that game too, Okay. So Infinite 55 did a 100-bit cheer overnight. Thank you very much, Infinite 55. I appreciate that. And Infinite Sphere tipped me $5. Said thank you for giving us years and years of entertainment and free content every day. Thank you for the $5 tip, Infinite Sphere. That is much appreciated. And thank you for watching all of that free and entertaining content every single day. Because that's the bottom line. Is this is a two-way relationship, right? I create the stuff, but you got to watch the stuff, right? And, of course, thank you now for stepping up and contributing. In particular, I'll say this. If you watch these pre-streams on YouTube, I've been mentioning this recently. I do not mention it much at all during live gameplay, but YouTube has fallen apart at the seams. I'm now making way less money on YouTube than ever before, and I don't know why, because I have ads on all my videos. Like, for example, on an hour video, typically I'm getting anywhere from 4 to 6 ads, which is on par with what I used to get when I was doing the shorter videos. So it doesn't even make sense anymore, except that maybe the ads just don't pay money anymore because they lost so many of the high-profile advertisers. So if you're watching on YouTube right now, this pre-stream, and you watch my content on YouTube on demand all the time, please consider contributing in other methods, as I've already mentioned. Pledging to Patreon, buying something for Teespring, or tipping me. By the way, the tips link is in the description of every video on YouTube, because I need the help, man. I'm just being honest here. I know that thousands upon thousands of people watch my stuff on YouTube, and I'm making like next to nothing. I'm making pennies a day. So most videos I barely make $1 on at this point. That's how bad it is. I barely make $1 a video because of how bad YouTube has become. So please consider other methods of support if that is how you watch my content. Okay, guys? All right. Now, moving on and now starting up with people who contributed during today's live stream. So this means I'll start updating the leaderboards and the like. Okay? So shout out to Uzi Gohard, who did a 158-bit cheer. He said, would you ever consider making a knee slap emote? I would. I know I knee slap a lot when I get frustrated in games. But I don't know. How would you animate that emote? You know what I mean? Like, how would you have my entire body in the frame so you could see me slapping my knee? Unless it's just a hand hitting a knee without me. You know what I mean? Like a generic hand hitting a knee, slapping a knee. But hey, that certainly sounds like a good idea. I still have a lot of emote spots open. So I'd be totally okay with that if someone were to make a knee slap emote. All right? So good idea. Thank you, Uzi Gohard. And by the way, you're the top cheerer of the day. Got you up there. Okay. Mr. Shahath cheered and said, if Kingdom Come Deliverance was suggested as a patron's choice game, would you consider it? Yes. But the truth is it hasn't. Like, Kingdom Come Deliverance was that the game last year that came out in like February of 2018, and for like 2 days, everyone was hype about it on the internet. Everyone was talking about this fucking game. All right, everyone. And then all of a sudden, it died out like instantly. Like within 3-4 days, no one was talking about it. And I just remember it was a time when really there was nothing going on. It was Monster Hunter was the big high-profile release for January. I had skipped Monster Hunter. And basically, you know, the reason this game, I think, got attention was because nothing else was going on. It was a very, very, very slow time for gaming at the time. Any other time of the year, if there had been other releases and stuff out, the game would have been completely glossed over. No one would have paid attention to it or bought it. But because nothing was going on in gaming, it was very slow. A lot of people actually bought it and tried it. You know what I mean? So, I guess we'll see. I guess, you know, if people ever ask for it and suggest it and say this is something you should check out, maybe I would. But the bottom line is, like I said, it was like for 3 days, people asked me to play it. And I held off and I said, nah, I'm not going to do it. And then after that, no one cared about it ever again. So it's actually a good thing I didn't play it because I probably would have got wrapped into a playthrough no one cared about. You know, you got to be careful. Because it's hard to judge. Sometimes you get a game like Apex Legends. It came out of nowhere. All streamers were paid. All the big streamers were paid to play it for 2 days. They did. Bought artificial hype for the game. People played the game and said, wow, the game actually is pretty solid. I mean, it's from the makers of Titanfall. Titanfall was always a good game. It had very bad luck, I would say. So then, on its own merits, Apex Legends ended up becoming popular. And here you go. Now it's a staple game I've been playing once a week. That's pretty fun, right? But for every Apex Legends, there's one of these flash-in-the-pan games that gets hype from other streamers for 2-3 days, and then they never play it again, and no one ever talks about it ever again. So that's the kind of the tricky catch for me. You know? Okay. So anyway, Kingdom Come Deliverance. Am I super interested in it? No, I wasn't super interested in it last year either. But if people ever wanted to see it, I would consider it. Okay. Uzi Gohard cheered again and said, I won't be able to make Devil May 5 Cry streams because I'll be playing it. That's perfectly fine. A lot of people choose not to tune into my new release streams because they're playing the games themselves. What I would say is, number one, if you end up beating the game, come and watch my streams if I haven't beaten it yet. Number two, remember my playthrough is always recorded and uploaded to YouTube for archive purposes on DSPGaming. So, play at your own pace. Then when you're done, come check out my playthrough on DSPGaming. Fair enough? All right. Nuzzy Futz has subscribed for the 11th month in a row and says, been a fan since Heavy Rain. Thanks for your continued content. Brought me through a lot of tough times. You know, Nuzzy Futz, surprisingly enough, I hear that from a lot of people. And, you know, it blows my mind. Because for me, it's been over 10 years. All I do, I sit here, I play games, and enjoy them at face value and share that with you. I'm an honest gamer, and that's what I pride myself on. And that's all I've ever done, is been honest and shared my honest opinions with you for the past decade. And people love it. And, you know, they say, wow, this is you do it so much. You know, you're one of the most consistent and dependable content creators out there. You don't flake out and not do stuff for a while like some people do. You know, you're on a regimented schedule. You're usually here when you say you're going to be, and you work your butt off. You know, you're working 6 straight days every week, full streaming days. You know, in reality, when you think about it, you know, every week, I mean, for streaming, I'm at least 10 to 12 hours a day putting in work. So, you know, that's what, a 72-hour work week? Some weeks, you know, with 1 day off. And, you know, it is what it is, but it's fun. And I love doing it. And people tell me all the time, we appreciate you putting in all this time and effort. And that, you know, when we have times that are down or times that, you know, things aren't going well, or, you know, I'm just having a bad day, and I watch your content and it puts a smile on my face, and there was a bad time in my life that was going on. I'd lost a loved one, or a bad breakup, or I lost my job, and I just came and I watched your stuff and it made me feel good. That's awesome. You know what I mean? If anything, that tells me that if this all came crashing down and ended tomorrow, all right, I have a 10-year legacy where I have been able to entertain and help people through being honest and being me, right, for 10 years. And that's pretty damned awesome. I mean, how lucky was I to start when YouTube had just become a burgeoning thing and a trending thing, to jump on that bandwagon and be a part of that positive experience? Because, you know, I was at a time in my life when things weren't going good, being honest here. In my personal life and stuff going on, when I started on YouTube, things were awful. I hated my life. I hated my job. All this stuff was going wrong. And what were the chances that I would all of a sudden stumble onto a venue by which people watch my reactions to stuff and love it, and gave me a whole opportunity to do something and turn my hobby of gaming into something that I could do for a living? Like, wild. Never expected it in a million years. You know? So thank you. Thank you. Let me find your name again because it scrolled off the screen. Nuzzy Futz, for that very positive message. Thank you for letting me know that what I do is meaningful to you and that, you know, I've helped you out. I appreciate that a lot. Okay? Alright, so I received 2 anonymous cheers. One for 100 bits and one for 50. So thank you to whoever this anonymous cheerer is. By the way, if you guys don't know, this is a new thing on Twitch. They started so that you could do anonymous gifting of subs a couple months ago. And now you can do anonymous cheering. So the way this works is it hides your identity. If you're someone who wants to be supportive, but, you know, you're afraid, oh man, if I gift a sub, or if I cheer, or if I tip, someone's going to come after me and harass me. It's very true. Last night, in fact, during the Blackout stream, when I was playing, a couple people were being supportive and people attacked them. And all it did was it made those people want to support even more. But maybe you just don't want the harassment. You can now do these anonymous methods of support. And it won't give out any information whatsoever about your identity. Okay, which is really cool. The only catch about anonymous cheering is that you cannot include a message. So if you wanted to say something with your cheers, sadly you cannot. It's completely anonymous, no message, nothing. Okay? With anonymous gifting of subs, same thing. You can't give a message when you gift a sub. Tipping, however, you can be anonymous when you tip me, and you can still leave a message. In fact, we have one right now, which I'm going to read out. Yeah, if you tip me, you can leave an anonymous message. So if you want to be anonymous and support and leave a message, that's the way to go. There's 2 ways to tip me, by the way, which I forgot to mention. Below the stream, there's a button that says Tips Jar. You can click on that button, or there's actually a command, !tip, that you can type into the stream chat. Okay, and that will also bring up the link by which you can leave a tip. So either method works, and thanks to anyone who does, in particular this next person, let's get to it. An anonymous $5 tipper says, Phil, if you considered playing the old Devil May Cry games in the wake of the new one coming out, you'd probably love Devil May Cry 4 a lot and has some rad cutscenes and hype. It would be a great stream before Devil May Cry 5. First of all, too late. Devil May Cry 5 is tomorrow. Second of all, I played it already. You know, I've been doing this for 10 years. I played a lot of games. And in the years that I've done this, I played Devil May Cry 1, 3, and 4. Okay? And the Devil May Cry reboot, that gameplay-wise was great, otherwise was awful. I played all those games, and all of those full playthroughs can be watched on my DSP Gaming channel on YouTube right now. So let's say tonight you're getting hyped for Devil May Cry 5 yourself, and you want to watch some of my previous playthroughs of the games, you can watch them on DSP Gaming on YouTube right now, okay? Everything's there for your perusal. Alrighty. So anyway, thank you, anonymous $5 tipper. Let's get the leaderboard updated here. Thank you for being the first tip of today. It helps, and I appreciate it. Okay. Alright, so before we get started, what I'd like to do is do a rundown of the top cheerers of the week. We had a lot of movement with the cheering leaderboard yesterday, so I obviously want to give credit to those who contributed and helped out, and then we're going to get started. Alright, so shout out to the top 10 cheering contributors of this week. We start off in 10th place with Bent Boxer. 9th place goes to Beard Tendies. 8th place goes to Joseph. 7th place, Rock the Ice 24. 6th place, Freddie Lamar Bosley. 5th place, Infinite 55. 4th place, Xbox One is garbage. 3rd place, Baja Blast 79. 2nd place, Bagel Goose. And in 1st place for this week, the man, the myth, the legend, who came by yesterday for the conclusion of my Dark Souls run. Super Blind Man, ladies and gentlemen. Super Blind Man with the top cheering position this week. So, thank you, all of you, for your support. And also, of course, thank you to the top cheerer of the day so far, Uzi Gohard. And thank you to the anonymous $5 tipper, whoever you may be. All of that is much, much, much appreciated. Okay? All right. I think, guys, what we're going to do, let's take a very short break. I'm going to use the restroom, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And then we're going to jump into Shenmue 2 and see how long it takes for me to finish it. As I've already explained, if I finish it early, I'm more than happy to jump over to Modern Warfare Remastered for a bit. But I do have to end this stream a little bit on the earlier side today, around 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, rather than 4 p.m. And because of that, I don't know if I'm going to have time, you know, with as much as left in the game, to switch over or not. So we're going to see, okay? All right. Yes, okay, so that's it. Let's end the pre-stream. I'll be right back, guys. Thanks. See you in a couple minutes, and then we'll begin.